Hey everyone, welcome to the Silence of Guarne. The veil is lifted for more than 4 years. The truth lay buried beneath the fertile soil of Antioquia. They were not secrets of war. They were the silent crimes of a man hiding in plain sight. A man known only as the foreman, Jaime Ivan Martinez. But Tancaro was not a ghost. He was a worker. Originally from Caldas, he had settled in Guarne, working on recreational farms and for a chemical company. A serious man, isolated from the community, his facade of solitude was his perfect weapon. This individual was so isolated that his own co-workers dismissed his macabre confessions as the ramblings of a maniac too. People did not believe that evil resided in the monotonous. The killer began a new relationship with Natalia Garcia, promising a future built from the ashes of past failures. He'd supported her financially. They had built a small life, tending to the land and the animals on the farm. But Martinez's foundation was based on an explosive premise: loyalty, the central motivation that ignited the first impulse. According to Martinez's own confession, it was betrayal and deceit. This was the fatal trigger built into his psychopathic architecture. The facade cracked when Martinez discovered the extent of Natalia's lies. Her own children confirmed she was seeing another man. But the final statement, the one that broke the killer's self-control, was chillingly cold. Natalia confessed plainly that Martinez was merely a temporary solution, an escamptaro, a shelterand, that she was leaving him to marry someone else. When he asked what this other man could offer that he couldn't, she replied, "He will give me peace of mind." The reply from Martinez was definitive, sealing her fate and marking the birth of the monster's impulse. "Don't worry, I will give you more peace of mind." This quote was the detonation. Martinez immediately transformed into the predator. He took Natalia to organize the animals, the pretext for the final act. He maintained a deceptive calm. He was not aggressive, not loud. Internally, he confessed. Pure rage took over. I dried up with anger. I simply followed her without saying anything aggressive, nothing rude. We went like two good friends, and I strangled her. The process immediately switched to chilling logistics. After the murder, the methodical coldness was terrifying. Martinez confessed to the horrifying steps. I extended her, I folded her, and I put her into a sack. Desecration was instantly transformed into the disposal plan. The sight of Natalia's body immediately triggered his next decision, focused on her 2 young children. Martinez offered a deeply deformed compassion as his shocking justification. He claimed he could not allow the children to be mistreated or abused by Natalia's new partner, precisely because he himself was violently abused in his own childhood. His decision was macabre and swift. I made the decision to take them one by one, and that's what I did. I packaged them in the same hole where Natalia was. A monstrous act rationalized as an act of twisted protection. After the first mass disappearance, Martinez used Natalia's cell phone to send messages, suggesting she had left willingly. 2 months later, he encountered Gladys, a neighbor and friend who, Martinez claimed, used to look after the children while Natalia was with her new boyfriend. Gladys, attracted to him, confessed that Natalia never loved him and confirmed the deception. "I have always loved you." Martinez saw only a new opportunity for vengeance. He invited her to the farm to organize the animals. The exact same pretext he used with Natalia. He replicated the crime. I did the same thing with her. The burial process, however, had to change. Martinez realized he could not risk placing Gladys in the same location as Natalia and the children. The second burial was just 2 meters apart from the first site. Martinez separated his victims, not out of respect, but out of forensic caution. But Gladys was the anomaly. She could not write. She was illiterate. The murderer's modus operandi of sending text messages to prolong the illusion of disappearance immediately collapsed. Her immediate silence and lack of communication triggered the investigation, and the Gallus involvement 3. Martinez considered this failure of his system the absolute catalyst for his capture. The fatal flaw was not the murder, but the assumption of literacy. Martinez, upon retention, believed he had an advantage. He attempted a tactical game with prosecutor Gustavo Adolfo Calbec, aiming to cooperate and negotiate the severe forced disappearance charge down to simple homicide. When asked about Gladys, the killer's arrogance took over, revealing the full extent of the horror. No, I am not going to hand over one. I am not going to hand over one. I am going to hand over 4. There is Mrs. Gladys, and 2 meters away I will hand over these 3. Martinez Betancur had just condemned himself. The confession of 3 more victims, revealing a family group in the grave, destroyed his attempt at manipulation. Martinez's psychopathy was forged in a crucible of extreme childhood trauma at the hands of his father. This was the origin of his personal law of vengeance. He recounted severe physical punishments: being beaten with a work machete, having needles pushed under his fingernails, and being submerged headfirst in a tank for wetting the bed. The breaking point. His father took him to the river, tied his hands and feet, tied a rock to his back, and threw him into the water, shouting, "Drown him." Martinez was left to survive an attempted murder by the figure who should have protected him. This early violence instilled a crucial personal law. If I am punished for one thing, I will do something worse. This was the principle that governed his life. He confessed that after a beating, he found satisfaction in killing chickens and watching the blood. He learned to return violence with exponentially greater cruelty. He stated, "If you feed someone with hate, what do you expect to harvest?" Hate, his mother, paralyzed by fear of her own beatings, permitted the abuse, offering the painful justification, "Son, forgive me, but 5 are more important than 1. This abandonment by the maternal figure solidified his pattern of projected vengeance onto women. Even after his capture, Martinez maintained a shocking self-perception, rejecting the labels society attempted to impose on him. Are you a psychopath? Not either. Are you crazy? I consider myself saner than many. He insisted he was conscious of everything he did. He even challenged the term monster, arguing that if his actions are monstrous, then the world is full of monsters, referring to those who distribute drugs or alcohol that exterminate people slowly. He saw himself as a normal being, despite being formally charged for 4 crimes. Martinez, in a final display of psychopathic grandiosity, challenged authorities about the true scale of his operation. I cannot tell you that with my hand I killed 1 or 2 because it could be more than 1,000. He perfected the method of death. Strangulation. It was strategic, silent, and designed to leave no trace. His knowledge was based on dark self-study. Everything was part of studies. He knew that after 30 seconds without oxygen, there is nothing left to do. His goal was not simply to kill, but to satisfy the need. The collection of 16 SIM cards is the physical proof of a pathology of projected vengeance. The killer, by taking the victim's means of communication, not only guarantees their physical silence, but steals their connection to the world, asserting total dominance. The trophy is not just a memory, but a means to re-experience the act of control over those he felt had once dominated him. When asked if he would kill again, if released, his answer was the most revealing statement about his sociopathic profile, directly linking his future behavior to external treatment. I treat society the way society treats me. Jaime Ban Martinez. Betancur was sentenced to 42 years in prison for the murder of Gladys Gil and her 2 children, in addition to forced disappearance and murder. The true truth of the 16 or 17 victims confessed, and the potential for more than 1,000 remains the Monster of Guarne's final secret. The bodies that remain to be found in the Hoya Sánchez village and other municipalities are a grim reminder of a predator who used the mask of the foreman to operate in plain sight. The Monster of Guarne, forged by unspeakable childhood trauma, demanded the death penalty for himself, stating, "If I am a detriment to society, why not eradicate what is bad?" To continue exploring the darkest cases of Latin American true crime, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.